Hello and welcome back to Let's Play The Lord of Nothing, with me, Rekarth. Let's continue speaking with the folks inside the tavern, starting with Rekarth. Hey, grunts Rekarth without looking up. He is painstakingly cleaning a burned out old pipe, scraping off the black soot stuck to it. A sudden movement, and the pipe cracks with a crunch. Grinding his teeth, he flings it to the floor. Darn it all. Everything's falling apart. Either a curse by the gods, or just naturally unlucky. Rekarth rubs his bristly chin with exasperation. Alright. Let's keep it together. We're in way over our heads, yes. We'll get through this. Somehow. What do you think of our expedition? Not much of an expedition. That's too good a word for this mess. Rekarth shrugs. We got pulled into an ugly story. It'll be a miracle if we make it out alive. What else is there to say? You don't believe we'll win. Now what I believe, that's my business. Beliefs don't win fights. This does. Rekarth shows you his tightly clenched fist. Don't fret. I won't let you down. Quit whining. Don't tell me what to do. I'll whine if I want to. Rekarth grins darkly. It's the soldiers and the infantry who have to charge into battle shouting a battle cry. As a scout, I'm allowed to win with a frown on my face. Has it ever crossed your mind that we could just drop everything and run away? Stop talking rubbish. Sure, we may not be the best, but we're still crusaders. Arilu take you. If we slink away, that's it. The end. Demons will devour all of Avestan, so don't even think about it. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Rekarth nods wordlessly. Tell me about yourself. Not sure what there is to tell. Alright, ask away. Where are you from? Right here from Canavris. I never met my father. My mother was a drunkard, so I grew up on the streets. It's a common story. Half the city has one like it. Rekarth turns to spit on the floor, but swallows after noting the tavern keeper's glare. And it would have ended as usual, on the gallows, or maybe in a ditch with a hole in my side, if I hadn't joined up with the paladins. How did you end up in the Eagle Watch? Thanks to Anevia. She's from the streets too, so she knows what it's like. You wouldn't believe what kind of spy network you can build with the impoverished, drunkards, petty crooks, barefooted children, provided you know how to approach them and aren't afraid to get your hands dirty. Of course, that kind of crowd isn't exactly eager to work for paladins. I myself turned my nose up at them for a very long time. I dreamed of a career with the Thieflings. Perhaps I would have risen through the ranks to authority. Also that someone just like me, only younger and bolder, could slit my throat. Anevia pulled me out of that viper's nest and showed me what those do-gooders were fighting against. Cults with sickening rituals, human sacrifices, cannibalism. And all of this in our very own city, on the same streets where we were fighting each other over a copper coin. The higher-ups among the Thieflings knew about it, and they couldn't care less. Let the city go up in flames, they'll just find a new one. Rekarth shakes his head with an expression of disgust on his face. The thing is, I don't have any other city. That's why I said screw the Thieflings and started helping Anevia cleanse the city of that demonic rot. We caught a lot of cultists, but sadly, we didn't get them all. You defend this city despite how the Tieflings are treated here. Well, you know, Rekarth grimaces. Yes, the people here treat Tieflings like dung, but it's not as if they treat each other any better, or outsiders for that matter. Most mortals are bastards like that. And so what? Should we just leave them as food for the demons? No matter how much of a scumbag the average citizen might be, it's still a far cry from the beasts of the abyss. What will you do once the war is over? Do you think we'll live to see victory? Rekarth chuckles. You sure are an optimist. Let's win first, and dream later. Thank you for your answers. You're welcome. What do you think of our squad? At the very least, we really are a squad. A combat unit, capable of performing tasks and destroying enemies. Not some gaggle of idiots stepping on each other's feet with every step. That's worth something, regardless of what I think of the individual members of the squad. Well, I'm still going to ask about the individual members of the squad. What do you think of Sendri? An irresponsible clown fantasizing about great deeds. Every time he starts babbling about the heroic crusaders, I have to fight the urge to stuff his hat into his mouth. Rekarth sighs. Alright, I'll give him some credit. He's not bad in a fight. Let him cast his spells, just keep him as far as possible from any decision making. What do you think of Penta? She's good. Clear head, stands her ground in a fight. We haven't been in a fight with her yet. It's just a shame she doesn't know how to hold her tongue. Trying to be clever for no reason, telling her sarcastic jokes as if to say, a lot of you are morons, I'm the only smart one. But you know, even that is less annoying than Sendri's constant yapping. What do you think of me? If we hadn't met in that theater, I think we'd still be there, decorating the walls with our entrails. After everything we've been through, let's put it this way. I'm not much of a believer in friendship and that kind of sappy nonsense, but I've never had a more reliable companion than you. Thank you for your answers. Uh-huh. Let's keep this between us. Don't go telling the others what I said about them. What do you think about the shards of Sithud's soul? I'm in your debt. If you hadn't taken that foul thing, I'd have had to. I don't even want to imagine how it must feel, carrying that thing inside you. I have to go. I'll be nearby. Alright, Gemmel? So, you're back. What happened in the city while we were away? The demons were driven out. Then the queen came. She announced a crusade. Everyone who wanted to fight left, and the rest have stayed. Rebuilding, little by little. Who are you? Gemmel Hawks, Tavern Keeper. He scratches his bald head and adds, not a vampire. He's a dampire, or dampier. I need the services of a priest. Tough luck. Everyone's gone to war. The albino is silent for a moment, then adds with a sigh. Fine. This tavern is a temple of Caden Kalian, so I'm a bit of a priest myself. If you really need it, I could read a scroll or something. I don't deal in them though. Only booze. What's the news in the city? None. We're all better for it. Haven't finished rebuilding all that burned down after the last piece of news. The Tavern Keeper furrows his brow and shakes his head, as if chasing away bad memories. The Queen is gone, as well as the Crusaders. People say they're going to retake Dresden. Show me your goods. Silently, the Tavern Keeper passes you the menu. This may be worth it. It's pricey, but it could be good on Sendri. A bag of holding. I'm gonna buy that, because we keep encumbering ourselves. Yeah, we'll grab that too. Let's talk to Penta.
I'm gone.
The android turns her perfectly smooth, almost doll-like face to you. Her lips are curved in a motionless smile. The gaze of her cold, unblinking eyes makes you uncomfortable momentarily. But suddenly Penta laughs in a completely human manner. Did I scare you? I think that look is my masterpiece. Up to 60% of those I have subjected to it displayed shivers, goosebumps, and or hiccups. 4% ran away screaming. There have not yet been any heart attacks. But I will keep improving. What do you think of our expedition? An absolutely reckless venture, with minimal chances of survival. Just how I like it. It's impossible to tell by looking at her face if she's being sarcastic or not. Is that a joke, or are you serious? Yes. Why did you come with us? Curiosity. I came to that region of the Abyss to study it. I see no reason to abandon that goal. Besides, there is another rather important factor. Penta smiles. My new team is far from perfect, but significantly better than my old one. Penta, this could all end very badly. Sendri, Rekarth, and I have no choice but to see it through to the end. But you're free. Why haven't you left us? It's a question of priorities. Your logic is sound, as long as we posit that life's duration is of more value than its richness. In my case, however, that is reversed. A long, boring life scares me more than a short but eventful one. You don't think we'll be successful? Not at all. There exists a colossal difference between a small chance and no chance. It's entirely reasonable to face risk, even great risk, if success promises a proportionally great reward, not greater. Well, thank you for your answers. You're welcome. Social interaction brings me pleasure. Tell me about yourself. What exactly? Where are you from? From Numeria. Memories of my earlier life are lost, but it is not hard to guess that, like every other android in Golarion, I was created from surviving systems of a crashed starship somewhere in the region. I was originally intended for music, verse, and classical literature. That is the origin of my full name, Pentatonica. The Technic League's agents found me and used me for other tasks. Penta's face freezes, her synthetic voice sounding scarily emotionless. After a short silence, she adds, "Bastards." Who are androids? Caveat. The fact that I am an android does not make me a specialist on androids. Sadly, I did not come with an instruction manual. I can only tell you what's common knowledge. Androids are a synthetic life form, brought to Golarion by Starship. We're not entirely constructs, and not entirely organic creatures, but we share with them a lot of important characteristics. The existence of android souls has been incontrovertibly proven. Penta thinks for a moment, as if trying to remember something more, then shrugs. In summary, it seems we're people. You have a strange way of speaking. This manner of speaking was optimal in the conditions of my forced service. The agents of the Technic League considered me an object. Through trial and error, I determined that trying to convince them of my humanity was a losing strategy. So, I chose a different approach, one based on the manipulation of their prejudices. Penta looks you in the eyes. Plainly, if you want to survive in servitude, learn to play dumb. Beep beep, bastards, I am a robot. My head is but nuts and bolts, and that means you can't ask much of me. I realize that to free people, this may seem strange, perhaps even unjustifiably rude. Trust me, it is not aggression, but a defense mechanism. It'll take time for me to adjust to freedom. Penta smiles sadly, a fully human expression. How do you end up encased in the ice? The Technic League's might revolves around endless accumulation. They gather secrets, weapons, magical items, rare spells, forgotten recipes. Anything that can give them more power. They use me in this search. It would be a lie to say that I did not enjoy these expeditions. That said, the enjoyment was of course dampened by the fact that nobody asked me whether I wanted to participate to begin with. The name of our venture was something called Sithod's Legacy. Those words did not mean anything to me, nor to any other member of the squad. Only the expedition's organizer seemed to know where and why we were headed. And when we arrived, it quickly became clear that he did not know much either. Penta spreads her hands. The expedition turned out to be short, from the portal to the first meeting with an enormous ice-covered Nafeshni, which turned us into ice cream in an infinitesimal amount of time. Thankfully, I survived that state. Thankfully, the rest of the squad did not. I hope that our attempt will be more successful. Thank you for your answers. Ask away. I don't have many secrets, and very few of them are particularly scary. There seems to be an obsession with secrets. I don't know if that's going to play a role later or not, or if I'm just reading too much into it. What do you think of our squad? I think we're doing pretty well so far. At the very least, we're still alive. Or do you want to know my opinion on someone specific? What do you think of Rekarth? Serious and responsible at a glance. Yet his eyes are like a lost puppy's, waiting for someone to adopt him. It is amusing that he considers himself a lone wolf, when there is nothing more important to him than someone's praise. Bandits, Technic League included, turned people like him into cutthroats. He wound up with the Paladins, and they made him a hero instead. Will he one day decide that he should be for himself? The probability is low. He tries to hide it, but the shards terrify him. He does not want the power they contain, and he fears their influence. Paradoxically, this is what makes him a suitable carrier for them. Yeah, that's why I was willing to take the first shard into my character, because both Sendri and Rekarth did not want to. And so I was being a team player. What do you think of Sendri? He's a good kid. In the Technic League, it is rare to see someone who seeks adventure not for riches and power, but out of curiosity and altruism. Part idiot, part hero, part adventurer. There's a fairly high probability that his current escapade will get us all killed, or save us from death if we get lucky. He believes that the shards have no power over him, but he is wrong. I see that Sendri struggles to resist the influence of the Abyss. Give him too many shards, he won't even notice himself breaking. Recommendation: do not give him too many shards. Okay, so we should read into this, I think, and it'll determine who should get the shards. There will be more than 3, right? I think we have to get 4 more, so I can take 2 more into my character. Penta could probably... Well, it may not be a choice to give her one because she's an android. We'll see. What do you think of me? Our squad would not have lasted long without you. At the very least, not as a squad capable of getting somewhere, overcoming someone, and achieving something. That said, nobody designated you as leader. You do not command, and you do not threaten. It seems to me that Rekarth and Sendri don't even understand who makes the key decisions. But I do. That is worthy of respect. You're handling the effect that the shards have in your mind quite well. For now. I have some unsolicited advice for you. If we find more of them, don't take them. Magical powers are useful, but only so long as you control them, and not the other way around. Thank you for your answers. I hope this will allow us to better understand each other. I have to go. That is true. We still have much to do. So we can't cast that here, it looks like.
I shall not fail.
So I'll do is take this portal back. Let's explore outside real quick. I want to raise the cleric before we rest.
Follow my steps.
Good day. What are you looking for? The dwarf woman, clad in a workshop apron, points eagerly at the counter. I've got weapons, I've got armor. Potions, perhaps? Got heaps of them. Made them all myself, and I stake my life on their quality. Tell me about yourself. Name's Velen. I'm new around here. I forge swords, make armor, brew potions. What else do you want to know? Where did you come from? From the River Kingdoms. Maybe you've heard about a nation that was established in the Stolen Lands. I worked there for many years, making blades and armor for the whole royal court. Did you? I remember Velen and Kingmaker. There was a dwarf merchant in the capital, but it was a male and he read books. That was his defining feature. And the only dwarf artisan I remember was the one that had the... what quest was it? Shoot. Either way, I don't remember Velen. Well, why did you leave the River Kingdoms? Years and years at the same place. You start to grow moss eventually. Besides, I need to learn a new craft. Alchemy. No one would teach me there, because alchemists weren't a keymaker. Yeah, no they were. What am I saying? No one would teach me there. I mean, who trained their own competition? So I closed shop and set out in search of knowledge and rare ingredients. And adventures, of course. What brought you to Canabras? A special order. I'll let you in on a secret. I know some rare recipes that few can make. Someone in Canabras wanted exactly that, so I came here. Then all hell broke loose. Invasion, cultists, battle in the streets. Master Joran Vane disappeared without a trace. What was I to do? Leave his customers without a smith? What's that special potion you're making? Well, you see, the dwarf smiles mysteriously. Few people can make it, even fewer need it. Let's put it this way. Before I started making it, I had to shave my beard every morning. I was known under a different name back in the River Kingdoms. I knew it! Okay. So she is the book-reading dwarf. You're telling me you used to be a man? Here, look. Velen picks up a dagger from the counter. So yeah, it was... His name was Velen, I believe. Some might say it was Some might say it was ore first, then it was iron then. A dagger. Some might say that the dagger was slumbering deep in the mines, waiting for a craftsman's hand to give it shape. Others will tell you that metal is metal, no matter its form. I'll leave that debate to the philosophers. I'm an artisan. I work iron and I brew potions, for myself and others to enjoy. Anyway, that's not of much interest to anyone but me. The dwarf gives a friendly smile, but her tone makes clear that she will not discuss the matter any further. Thank you for your answers. Talk's free. Can you make me one of your special potions? I'd be glad to, but be warned, it's not cheap and it's not quick. It's brewed over the span of several months. You have to come to me every 3 or 4 days, so we can adjust as it's brewing. Or there's a good chance you'll turn into something unrecognizable when you take it. So if you have anything important that'll keep you away from Canabris, best deal with that first. I need potions. Potions are my pride. Take a look. Yeah, I didn't remember the dwarf's name, but I knew that there was a dwarf merchant and keymaker. I need armor. Sturdy and reliable, all sizes. A bunch of +1 stuff. Okay, so we found 2 pieces of gear that gives you armor class against giants. I feel like cold resistance is probably going to be useful in this DLC. I won't buy it yet. Let's look at the weapons. What are you looking for? Weapons, armor, potions maybe? All my wares are top notch. I need weapons. Here, pick whichever one you fancy. Well, I fancy battle axes. This could be good. A little pricey, though. Blaze of Disaster. This +1 flaming quarterstaff grants the wielder an ability to cast Fireball spell 3 times per day as 8th level wizard. Shortbow of Code. This +1 shortbow grants its wearer a +1 bonus on attack rolls against chaotic creatures. Ornery. This +1 furious throwing axe grants the wielder a +5 competence bonus on all mobility skill checks. Arcane Protector. This +1 dagger grants its wielder a +3 dodge bonus to armor class and immunity to nauseated condition. That seems really good. Defense by Offense. This +2 mithril comma grants the wielder +1 dodge bonus to armor class. Merry-Go-Round. Whenever this +1 heavy flail misses an attack, the next attack its wielder makes, no matter if it hits or misses, deals additional 1d6 bludgeoning damage. Longsword of Right. This +1 Cold Iron Longsword deals an additional 1d3 damage to chaotic creatures. And Vanguard. This +1 Corrosive Heavy Flail grants the wielder immunity to difficult terrain. I mean, Arcane Protector seems really solid. I'm gonna buy it. And give it to Valmont. She'll lose out some damage, but it is still a +1. Her armor class is now 33, so she's a fantastic tank. As for the Cold Iron Longsword, we'll do that. We can sell this Masterwork Sword. Okay.
Let's head out. Let us be careful.
Yeah, I saw her reference no one was willing to teach her alchemy in Keymaker. It's like, oh, because they added new classes in Wrath of the Righteous, but Alchemist
Tread
were in
lightly.
Keymaker. One of the companions was an alchemist at that. Just looking for references where there aren't any.
I'm gone.
Alright, I think that's everything here, so let's return to the basement, go through the portal, bring our cleric back, head back through the portal again, and rest up. Alright, level 6 cleric. Low religion and use magic device. Okay, spells. That's right. She has animate dead. Delay poison communal. It lasts a while. Restoration was really useful in the first half of this expansion because you had all these status effects and ailments and no way to really cure them. Well, this might be worth it too. Let's do aid. I think we'll keep the heals here. More damage to undead. We'll stick with prayer. Alright, let's go rest up. Took the wrong door.
Follow my steps.
Hey, it's Wolch's favorite dish. Okay, we need to get a reagent real quick.
Let's head out.
Alright, I don't care for the move speed. The hearty meal, though, +1 cooking bonus on all skill checks is fantastic. Don't I have... Yeah, I have a scroll scribing kit, but I can't grab any scrolls. I guess no one has the feat, which makes sense. I'm going to prioritize it. Alright, let's just do the hearty meal and call it a day. My tavern, my sweet tavern. I dream of you next time I'm sleeping in a frozen puddle of mud. Still affected by filth fever. Hate to do it, but we have to use the restoration on Sendri. Well, I don't have to. Constitution and dexterity aren't that important. Besides the spellcasting stats, so... maybe we'll leave it be. Okay, I'm gonna call it here, and next time we will... I think double check this area, make sure I didn't miss anything. And then go through this first portal, I suppose. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.